Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Back in action here tonight, the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Truck Series. We'll fire things off for the AMD 95. We are past the halfway point in season number 10. Drivers really gonna start eyeballing those championship opportunities. Great race here tonight. Two different corners of this track, this tricky mile in a corner. Gonna test the skills of the drivers. Throttle foot gonna have to be easy on the squeeze up out of the corner exit. We'll see who's able to get the job done here at the Premier Racing Setup qualifying session, sitting top of the speed charts for the time being. Derek Moore, last week's race winner. Quick time here in qualifying. Derek Moore, 33.56, top of the speed charts. Christian Abati right behind him. Daniel Jensen, Nicholas Wing, some fresh faces at the front of this field. What type of racing are we going to see here tonight? Long runs can happen here at Gateway, the Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's a mixed bag, and drivers a little mixed on their feelings here tonight as well. So as qualifying begins to come to close, before we step away for a brief commercial break and head trackside for your national anthem, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, once again, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, bring you all the calls from trackside. So with that being said, 60 seconds left on the stopwatch. Only Alex Wiggins and Nick Burlow and that shock top number 51 Silverado have the opportunity to take away that Premier Racing Setup Pole Award from Derek Moore. Can Moore possibly start from the front and string together a three-peat here tonight at Gateway? Gonna take a lot of skill, a lot of talent. Final man out there on the track. You can see Alex Wiggins down there. He'll cross the line this time around. Where's he gonna come out? Looks like at about that 8th position. So we're gonna step away. Brief commercial break. Head trackside for your national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in
as the flyover finishes, we'll get you directly trackside. Drivers ready to roll here tonight. The AMD 95. We await the word from the pace car, and there you can see him beginning to roll. So we'll get right to the action here tonight. Starting inside row number 1 behind the wheel. That number 11 machine of fresh paint on board here tonight. Can Alex Wiggins bring it home? He'll have Derek Moore just to his outside. Nick Burlow, Christian Abate back in row number 2, followed by Daniel Jensen and Nicholas Wing. Patrick Coro, Cody Schultz going to round out row number 4, the 41. The LA Kid, Doug Argerbright, going to start inside row number 5, and Matt West in the 574 will finish out your top 10. Jake Dofing, Zach Miller back in row number 6. Final row in final 2 spots here tonight. The 89 of Jeffrey Engel and the 93 Michael Overstreet. The field going to work their way through 4. Pace car ready to dip down onto pit road. Music gonna fade, and we're gonna get underway here tonight from the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Wait for it, and away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Gateway. Lap 1 side by side for the front of this field. Got to tiptoe through the tulips, if you will, at the beginning. Getting these tires up to temperature. We're going to see how quickly these drivers fall single file. You can see at the front of the field already Derek Moore taking that top spot away from Alex Wiggins. Christian Abate going to move into second. That as Wiggins falls back to third. Burlow drops a spot, looking for that back on wing. Cody Schultz, Daniel Jensen right there, 6th and 7th still. Field looks like they're going single file already here tonight. And with 2 different corners, you're going to have 2 different styles of racing. We're going to get to some of that after we get into some laps here tonight. We're going to jump on board with a handful of these drivers and want to take a good look here at this particular paint scheme as Derek Moore continues to lead Abate at the front of the field. I want to take a quick little look here. The special 911 paint scheme honoring those that lost their lives on that day, remembering those that lost their lives on that day. A beautiful tribute here tonight on board with Alex Wiggins. Hats off. Kudos, man. Beautiful paint scheme, running well here tonight. Snatched the Premier Racing Center Pole Award. Will he be able to do anything with it? That's going to be the big question. That may be the tall task here tonight, as well as we can complete lap number 3. We'll drop that to the screen. Over to the left-hand side of the screen next time around. Burlow's got a freight train behind him. You can see right here 3-4 drivers all lined up. The push. Apple. Love that paint scheme. Not a big beer drinker, so we got a battle with the breweries going on right here, if you will. The shock top, number 51 of a Burlow, followed by the Bush Apple, number 5 machine. It shows Daniel Jensen, and that for the Farmers, Bush number 4. So a lot of beer out there on track. Hopefully nobody drinking and driving here tonight. Full circuit hunt, not anything you're going to do in this event. Little public service announcement. Single file through the majority of the field. We're going to head back to the front. Your top 3 still running nose to tail, just about 3/4 of a second, or 3/10 of a second, I should say. Separate all 3 of your top drivers. They've got about a 1.5 seconds back to 4th place runner Nicholas Wing. A little bit of a pace difference here between your front runners and the drivers behind. There you can see Berlin and Wing going at it. And well, still a little bit of a moving roadblock, if you will, right? These guys seem to have the lanes clogged up. Nobody can really get by. Nobody can really make a move. Will we see a bump and run? How patient will drivers be? Very early in the race here tonight to put the chrome horn to somebody. At what point do you tell a slower driver, hey, bud, I'm just quicker. You got to get out my way. 51 of Berlo has found a way around the number 3 good wrench machine of Nicholas Williams. Still inside of the top 5. Pretty sure it's Daniel Jensen on the racetrack. Patrick Coro, Matt West. Eyeballing those spots inside of the top 10. Here we see these two drivers fighting here out. Also another beautiful tribute to this a terrible day in history, really. I mean, I don't want to talk too overly about it because I don't want to even though I say I don't want to overshadow the race, that day overshadows most in history. Most people can remember what they were doing, where they were at, who they were around, what was going on at those particular moments that each one of those planes struck the towers, as well as the one in Pennsylvania. So, a very, very close moment there off of 4. Just a very, and not necessarily iconic, definitely historic, no doubt about it, but we're going to get back to racing. Let's talk about what we want to talk about. Let's talk about what we know, and that's these drivers in the track. Taking a little look off of the back end of some of the trucks here tonight. That's a look back from 5th place runner Nicholas Wing as he works off of 4 back across the line. Lap number 11 already on the board as leaders work their way out of turn number 2. Let's go on board with the Buckies, number 45. We're going to stay here for just 1 second. Side by side battle unfolding back behind you. The battle with the Busch Beers heading down the backstretch. We're going to stay right here for just a moment. Jump outside of the car. Let's go back to this battle right here. And it looks like that high side, once you get shuffled up there, once the door is opened, if a driver sticks the nose of the truck down to the inside, it's almost like you're almost forced to concede the position. 41 of Doug Argerbright with a little bit of a different paint scheme on board here tonight. Let's see what he's rocking. And hey, we're not gonna say too much about that. A beautiful ode to today, as well as one of the drivers in the field, Alex Wiggins, my brother from above the border, Alex Wiggins' birthday here tonight. So celebrating a birthday on track. Will it translate into a victory celebration? What better way to cap off a birthday than with a race-winning performance? We'll see if that turns out to be true for him here tonight. We've got a small battle back here. Jake Dopey losing a position to Michael Overstreet. That's going to be for that 9th position. Matt West also giving up a position to Patrick Goro, the 91. Has dropped back 4 spots, but looking like he's slowly beginning to pick these drivers in the back off once again. Got to make up a little bit of ground right here on Dopey in that number 9 Ford F-150. You can see the Snake River Racing number 9 work off of 2. Oh, into the outside wall. Seen it out of the corner of our eye in the backstretch. A little bit of contact there coming out of the turn number 2 for that 89. The right side doesn't look to be doing damage, so he may be able to salvage this yet. Still very early here tonight. 80 laps still remaining. The AMD 95 for the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Truck Series, so these drivers still got a long, long way to go. Alex Wiggins, Christian Abati going at it at the corner. We're going to head back here. As Burlow has been able to close in, he has been able to close the distance to these top three drivers, bringing along the rest of the field with him. Derek Moore not really able to skate away, not really able to build that gap that you would think he would be with these two battling for the past two laps. Moore just really unable to break that little bit of draft that you do get here down these back stretch as well as the front stretch. Talk to you about jumping into race cars at some particular moment here tonight and trying to see if we can show you a few of the different aspects of how you approach driving this track. We're going to jump on board here. Let's jump on board here. Third place runner, Alex Wiggins. There you can see, you heard the shift. Back into fourth gear here, all the way down to the corner. Doesn't shift down here in 3 and 4. Looks like he just lays it low down on the bottom side. You got to take that second position away. But let's listen here to the entry of turns 1. And there's that downshift. Right there. There's the downshift. You can see that RPM gauge jump up real quick from fourth to third, getting that RPM back up, getting the horsepower back to the rear tires, trying to get some forward bite up out of the corner exit. Does a good job there. Let's see if we've got any other drivers out here shifting here tonight. Jumping back now on board with the number 5 of Cody Schultz. Let's listen to Schultz as he enters one. In either a very early shift or Schultz is staying, and oh, problems for the 41. Problems for the 41 of Argerbright. He's going to pound the outside wall, give up the momentum and the position, move Schultz to 7th. Back outside of the race car. We're going to try to jump around here. Let's find some battles on the track for you. 93 of Michael Overstreet just inside of the top 10. Previous race winner here. Overstreet is a little bit of a rough go the past 2 weeks. Not necessarily finishing where he was running, so we'll see if tonight is the night that Overstreet can try to turn the season around into tonight's race. Just 21 points back, so that championship, it is still wide open. The birthday boy Wiggins right there in second. A little bit of connection issues. We'll see if that can stay consistent, or if those problems continue to plague him here tonight. Because he came into tonight's race 17 points ahead of everybody else. Your season points leader, your premier racing setup on the board right now, holding on to a 17 point advantage as we get down towards the weeks of the season. We're going to be hitting up Auto Club, then off to road course racing at Watkins International Richmond Raceway. We'll finish the off before we head to Homestead for the season championship. So opportunities in front of these drivers. If you're a road course racer and you're within, and mathematically Daniel Jensen running in that Ford machine, sitting in 6th in points, tied with Patrick Coro. Both of those drivers still have that mathematical opportunity. They're going to have a good race here tonight. A good race at Auto Club. The biggest key is going to be Watkins Glen. Road course racing falls right in the wheelhouse of a handful of these drivers. That will be an opportunity to make some significant significant gains from your fellow top 5 drivers, setting yourself up with an opportunity to do something at Richmond. Give yourself that shot. You're going to have to be within, I'm going to say you're going to have to be within 12 points. Whoa, we got problems in the back. Caution comes out for the first time here tonight. It looks like Michael Overstreet involved in this one. Let's go see if we can. 93 just going to loop it around. Turn number 2. First driver to lose the grip here tonight. He's going to spin it to the inside, nonchalantly get going. That's going to open up pit road. I can assure you that that is definitely going to be opening up pit road. 25 laps into tonight's race. 5 sets of tires. Who comes to pit road? Burlow made no guessing games about it. He showed the hand. He was coming to pit road. Looked like the top 2 wanted to play a little games. Decided better of it. And they will bring the field down pit road for their first pit stop here tonight. So we're going to get into some official business. What do you say we talk about some of those championship standings that we were talking about as these drivers get fueled up, serviced, and ready to go. Overlooking the Gateway Arch off in the background. A little bit of an overcast, cloudy day here in Madison, Illinois. But there you can see those point standings. Alex Wiggins, 17 points ahead of his fellow competitors. 21 points back is Michael Overstreet. Tight little battle with Christian Abate and Derek Moore. We talked to Moore in Victory Lane last week. He said he was going to be missing a race, so it's all about race wins now. And if we remember, if you look back and listen, you'll hear me tell him, man, I think if you click off a couple of these wins here in these last few weeks, you're going to give yourself much more of an opportunity than you can possibly think of. Right now, points for a clean race, points for leading laps. Really be like your lap leader here tonight. Can he make it a 3-peat? Can he go 3 regular season races with a win? 5th in a row if you want to get down 2 things. Took the race win in Eldora. Took the race win at the All-Star race at the LA Coliseum. Took the race win last week at Chicago. Moore on a hot streak. Does he have the hot shoot? Can he do something with these points? We're going to find out here the next handful of weeks. But there you can see also Patrick Coro, Daniel Jensen. Tight little battle between those 2 drivers. Zach Miller, Jake Dofing also battling it out. Very close points battles between them. Jeffrey Ingles still in the mix, fighting with Doug Argerbright. Big names, big points on the line. Final 5 weeks. Time to get it done. I mean, you can't hesitate anymore. So as we get those point standings out of the way, drivers getting ready. Smash the gas, nail the loud pedal, get ready to roll once again. Pace car works its way through turn number 4. Down on the pit road into the restart zone. We roll on the gas and green flag flies once again here from Gateway. AMD 95 well underway. Just about a third of the way through tonight's race. Tight, a little battle on the restart front of this field. Looking good on the high side. He's going to take that 3rd position away. More unbothered by the battles behind him. He's step away. He's got the 45 Bunkies machine of Christian Abate looking to spoil the show here tonight. Abate has been running inside of your top three pretty much all race long. So as we cross the line, lap number 29 underway, Alex Wiggins now looking to the inside of Burlow off of 2. Comes Daniel Jensen in the mix. The Ford Farmers number 4 Busch Light Machine now making a run. The top 5 position, we're still out front. The 2.5 behind Wiggins chasing the turn. Not going to take a look to the inside just yet. Wiggins willing to sit and wait. We'll see what happens at a 2. And what happens at a 2? They'll stay in line. That's going to be it. Back down to that stretch and turn completely roll. So staying with you here tonight after our first caution flies on lap number 26. We're going to see the caution fly for the first time here tonight. Drivers get back. Stop showing has led every single lap so far here tonight. The number 16 Ford at 150, that NOS Zero engine drink machine looking good out front. Looking to put another notch on the belt. The winners come. I don't know if that was a duck dive dodge. What that was out of the Ford. Big moment out of turn number 4. She digs down the front stretch. Get everything situated and sorted out. Through 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. Still those connection problems. Plaguing your birthday boy Alex Wiggins, and your points leader looks like he may have had some electrical issues. Oh boy. That's going to be some big-time points implications. Don't get me wrong. 14 drivers in the field here tonight. If Alex isn't able to rejoin us and salvage a few points, he's going to walk away with 14th place points in the pole position points. But it's going to make things going into auto club much more interesting, much closer than what your points leader may want it to be. We're going to head up here and watch the battle at the front as we drop the timing and scoring as we cross the line. This team, lap number 35 will go on the board. Man, that's a heartbreaker right there. When you're doing all you can and the virtual world gods decide they're going to flip the switch, well, it doesn't matter how much blood in the trunk you got. Can't do none of it. We'll see if he's able to get back on track. We'll see if Wiggins can salvage some kind of points night here tonight. So the big story of the night here at the is going to be how many points his competitors can make up. Can Derek Moore really seize the opportunity? Pounce on the position laid in front of him. Both him as well as the man running in second, Christian Abate, both of these guys need problems from Wiggins wing and Overstreet while having good races themselves. They're 5 to 6 places in front of Michael Overstreet. They're doing what needs to be done when concerned with that 93. Nicholas Wingberg still looking strong. One of the very few drivers that has been consistent inside the top 5, that has been consistently inside the top 10, that has a race win as well this season. That number 3 has just been quiet good. He's been the silent killer. The man in black, creeping on the come up. Looking to find a podium position here tonight. Close racing action here for your top 2 positions. Avanti's still trying to find a way around that 0. The NOS 0. We apologize. The NOS 0, number 16 machine. Just can't seem to do it. I don't know if he's just comfortable, just complacent to run in second for the moment. But not really looking like he's trying to make the pass for position. Christian Watson just going to keep that Bucky's number 45 tucked in line right behind. The shock top machine of Nick Burlow has got Nicholas Wing right behind him. There's a little look at Burlow in Wing as well, working their way through the center of 3 and 4. We'll come back down the front stretch and head down towards turn number 1. Once again, these drivers giving it all they got, trying to separate themselves from their fellow competitors. Camera shots here tonight. Big shout out to all the crew members, crew chiefs, drivers, and the teams that allowed us to put some action shots on board with a handful of these drivers. Speaking of on board with a handful of drivers, let's take a ride inside. With this 574 of Matt West running in the 12th position, has dropped 2 spots from where he started here tonight. What are those drivers taking that shifting approach? A little bit of spin of the tires there on the corner exit. You can see how the back end kind of stepped out just a little bit. So West here leaving the throttle as he's got competition right in front of him with Overstreet into the wall. Michael Overstreet into the wall. Big moment here inside of the cockpit. That 574 almost into the 91. These 2 drivers going to run down Overstreet. Looking to the inside now. That 11 of Alex Wiggins has rejoined the racetrack. 4 laps down. He's got a long, hard road ahead of him. Ooh, big moment for him. Oh. Big moment there for Jeffrey Engel. Wiggins going to do a little bit of sidetrack. Getting into that corner. Looking to the outside. Can he make the power move? Big power move off of turn number 4 with, well, let's be honest, a little fresher tires that never hurt anybody. Back at the front, your top 2 stepping away. Now's all single file back behind him. No real battles for position at the moment. West Engel and Miller still running with each other, still kind of all over each other. We've got these little tiny battles. And when I say battles, it doesn't appear like there's passes for positions being made. You got your top 2 right here within just about 0.2 of a second of each other. Comfortable running in the tire tracks of the driver in front of him is a lot. We're going to take a look at the retro group of Burlow, Wing, and Jensen. They've been running the past 10 laps right here in this manner, kind of just giving each other room, giving each other that space. A little bit of different entries in the turn 1 from time to time. These 3 just stacked up right here, running 3rd, 4th, 5th. Another 2 drivers back behind them, Jensen and Dofing. Argabright Academy is back here tonight. Back tonight, Patrick Hill going to run down the top 10. Battle for position to the inside is Jensen. overcast racetrack gonna lend itself to heating and cooling opportunities. Will that change the level of grip in the track here tonight? You can see from time to time the sun peeks out from behind those clouds, lights up the track just a little bit more. Wonder how that's affecting the tires. Wonder when these drivers will eyeball coming to pit road. We are about 20 laps into this green flag run. So drivers may be struggling with a little bit of grip. How have they been handling that entry to turn number one? Very easy to get on the gas. And really make these trucks push to that outside wall. So are you tearing up that right front in one? Are you protecting the right rear coming out of four? Very easy on this. It's a pretty flat track. Looks like it's got a good bit of banking, but it's deceivingly banked. It's banked, but there's not a lot to lean. Darlington, much different animal, very similar shape, but a much different animal with a much more aggressive banking at Darlington than here at Gateway. So these drivers don't have comfortability to lean on the track. You can see that number 4 get out of line through 1 and 2, way up the track into the marbles. The dust gonna fly a bit. He's gonna lose some ground here. Be caught kind of midway between two tracks. With 45 to go. Looks like this is going to be a one-stop race for these drivers from here on out. We're going to be able to come down pit road, get 4 fresh tires, get back out there on the track, and run it to the end. Question is, though, with that caution, now what do you do with this strategy? Do you run it as far as you can? Do you come as soon as that fuel window is open? 25 laps into this green flag run with 45 laps remaining. 2 drivers with trouble off the 4, so the grip is going away. The 3 with problems, Daniel Jensen, and the 4 with problems behind him. Drivers fanning out, trying to make some moves there. You can see Daniel Jensen, Joe Finn going at it. Number 5, Cody Schultz going to look to the inside down. The Snake River Racing. Call of Duty, July 1st, making his way up through the field, man. Great little run here. 4 Fords inside of your top 7. And as we focus at the battles in the mid-pack towards the rear of the field, not missing any of the action at the front, Derek Moore still showing the way. Christian Abbasi comfortably sitting in second. They have almost a 3-second gap for the 3rd and 4th place runners, Nick Burrow and Nicholas Wing. Dofing able to make the pass on Schultz. Able to make the pass on Jensen. Woo. Big moment there for Schultz in that 5. Small gap beginning to develop between Burrow and Nicholas Wing that you can see just off in the forefront. Burrow slightly starting to edge away from Nicholas Wing. Dofing not really closing in any longer. We're going to check these times. Let's take a little look at these last laps. Moore still a tick quicker than Abbasi. Abbasi just a tick quicker than Burlow. There you can see a 2/10 difference between Burlow and Wing. Jake Dauphin a little bit quicker than Wing, but not quite as quick as Burlow. So we've got some different times. And see Doug Argabright making some headway with some fast times here deep into this run. Jeffrey Engel, the number 89. Tucker Construction Machine gonna hit the pit road a little bit early. Gonna be a long stay for him, working on some damage on the right side of the truck. Side-by-side battle between the 9 and the 5 as we work our way off of 4. That's going to be a battle for that 6th and 7th position. We'll get the gaps back in the timing and scoring for you. And just like that, the 5 going to take the position away from the 9. And interesting enough, there you can see more trouble out of 2. I was going to allude to the fact that the 5 had a little bit of trouble out of 2 last time around. Able to make up for it in 3 and 4, pick up a little bit of ground back inside of 1 and 2, take a position away. And now, looks to open it up a little bit, already beginning to build that gap, so maybe a little bit of speed built into the back end of that 5. Right around the corner from 35 laps remaining past the halfway point. We're going to go ahead and give you a little bit of housekeeping, some driver rundown, some highlights and spotlights of the racing here tonight from the worldwide technology raceway right here in beautiful Madison, Illinois. Usually a little bit more pretty than this, a little overcast skies here tonight. It's a little darker on the show, a little harder to see that, see this arch off in the back during the cloudy days, but nonetheless a beautiful place for racing. American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Truck Series drivers have put on an absolute show here tonight. Some great battles at the front mid-pack as well as the back side-by-side racing. Restart gave us a great battle back into turn number 1. Translate that into some strategy calls, because we've got a handful of drivers that have been to pit road and now a handful of drivers to pit road this time around. Derek Moore, your race leader, out front showing the way. He elects to stay out. Wing, Schultz, Dauphin, Jensen, all to pit road. This time around, Overstreet, West, Argabright, Miller, all ready to pit road on lap 57. So it looks like we have some staged down strategies. Gonna see how it all plays out. Is the undercut enough? Will it be enough? Can Overstreet leapfrog the drivers that were in front? Race leader still out on the track. Nick Burlow's going to head to pit road last time around. That's going to move Patrick Coro into the final spot on the podium here tonight with 61 laps on the board. Michael Overstreet not able to leapfrog his fellow drivers. He's going to stay back in that 9th position. Still your biggest mover of the night. Christian Abofsky to pit road this time around. Derek Moore going to stay out on the racetrack, running it at least another lap. Burlow leaves pit road. He'll be listed 1 lap down as we are now down to just 3 drivers on that lead lap. And we'll clean things up a little bit here at the end of this green flag pit stop cycle. There you can see race leader going to head to pit road. That's going to put the field in the hands of this man right here. Patrick Coro, that 911 Tribune. Lock Lockheed Martin running off of 4. He's going to stay out on the racetrack. That is going to put a handful of drivers, excuse us, a handful of drivers already back onto that lead lap. That's going to bring us back all the way to Daniel Jensen being back on the lead lap. I don't know. I don't know that I agree with. Oh, we got problems. Coro with problems, almost back out onto the track. He's going to drive the truck, but will race officials penalize that 91 for getting out there in the grass. We're going to have to wait to find out. And there it is. We talked about it. I said I'm not sure I like that little bit extra that Derek Moore ran. It was only one lap, but there it is. Christian Abbasi out front. He was comfortable in second, going to be comfortable in clean air. With just about 30 laps remaining. His final green flag pit stop has set up a run to the end. We've got some close battles though. Let's go back here. Let's get back with more Burlow, Wing, and Schultz. All right here. These 4 truck drivers all over. Whoa, we got problems with contact. Battle and argument over real estate. Somebody's got to win it, and somebody's gonna be on the losing. That time around, it was the number 16, Nas Zero. A machine that dominated the entire race until this round of green flag pit stops. Not just dropping from that top spot, but dropping all the way back to 4th. And he's got problems for Derek Moore. He's heading to pit road. Derek Moore back to pit road. So the man that leads the most laps here tonight not going to walk away with the race win. That is going to put a stop to the winning streak for that 16 of Moore, as Christian Abbasi now comfortably out front with the biggest lead we've seen all night here. The AMD 95, Christian Abbasi out to a 2.5 second advantage. Oh, this thing has gotten interesting. So we said we were going to give you a little bit of a rundown of the drivers here tonight, so clean up as we get closer to the completion of tonight's action. Started tonight's AMD 95 for the A.S.M.R Hauck Designs Truck Series Season number 10. We've still got 12 drivers out on track. We got problems. Cody Schultz going to have some problems. Cody Schultz problems on the track. Going to see our second caution of the night. Let's go back and see if we can't catch what happened with Cody here. Looks a little bit, oh no. On the passenger side of that Busch Light Apple machine. Big problems there. That's going to be some heavy, significant contact for that 5. And we've seen a similar event earlier here tonight. Bringing out our first caution of the evening. Second caution of the night happens off of turn 2, as well as we go back up front with your race leader. Pit road open. Drivers are going to look for 4 fresh tires and fuel to finish things off here tonight. We're going to have just about 25 to go when we head back to the track. Back green flag racing. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Pay a few more of the sponsor bills. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back with your green flag finish tonight from Gateway.
most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And we bring you back live trackside here tonight from the Worldwide Technology Raceway site of tonight's A.S.M.R. Outside Truck Series AMD 95-second caution of the night. We've got a mixed bag here at the front. Well, not really a mixed bag. We got one driver that decided he was going to gamble here tonight. 9-lap older tires. The 4 of Daniel Jensen's gonna elect to stay out on the track, lead at least 2 to 3 laps here tonight. What's gonna happen on the restart? How quickly will these drivers pounce on the positions, on the opportunity that has presented itself? Will the 4 be a deciding factor on how things play out here tonight? We've seen what 1 lap difference does on a pit cycle. We haven't really seen what a difference in true tire strategy has been able to do. Maybe the crew chief of the 4 has seen some data to support the decision. Maybe it's the fact that Jensen came into tonight's race tied for 6th in the overall point standings. Needs a little something to put a spark into the team. Coming to these final few weeks. We're coming to the final 24 laps of tonight's AMD 95 as we work off of 4. Flag flies once again. Daniel Jensen on the gas. We're going to leave that time. It's going the rest of the night. Interesting to see right there. Jensen really able to get away from these drivers on the restart. Whoa, big moment there for the shock top number 51 machine. Oh, Jeffrey Engel problems into the outside wall. Mistake. Officials letting him get that truck going once again, side by side battle for your race. Jensen on the high side. Older tires at the top, freshies on the bottom. The Bucky's number 45 looking to reclaim the race lead with the 3 of win. Big moment for a handful of these guys coming out of 2. 2 has been the trouble spot, 2 has been the problem. And a man deep in the field. That we have a couple more problems before getting to the end of tonight's race. And that's the driver inside of that NASA Zero number 16 machine. He's having 1 lap right now. Performance earlier here tonight. Whoa, contact! Contact, and we got drivers around. There's the trouble, and oh boy. Burlow and Wing gonna fight over the stand. Out of the corner. 51 gets. Oh, that is a tough Let's watch it again. Let's keep that in slow-mo from Ken this time. Up attitude, fighting over real estate. There's the contact. Both of these drivers are going to spin down and into the grass, and just the speed that you continue to have when you hit the grass right here. He's along for the ride. He's done. No matter what you're doing with the tires, the brakes. Big lick on the front end of that 51. Absolutely pancaking the driver's side of the number 3. Heavy, hard contact for 2 drivers. That's going to mix things up at the front of the field as well. Take 2 very quick, dominating drivers. And when I say dominating, I'm running inside of the top 5 for the majority of tonight's race. And now both Burlow and Wing sent to the rear. This is going to benefit Derek Moore. Moore should receive the lucky dog. Look to see the 16 heading by the field here momentarily when we get the 1 to go signal. So Derek Moore's problems have all but went away. There you can see him heading to the bottom side of the racetrack and around. He's going to start from the rear of the field. Don't get me wrong. Has an opportunity to pit and get even fresher tires. You're only going to have about 2 lap fresher tires, so is it enough at that point to come down and burn a set? I mean, you started with 5 sets in the pit. You've only been to pit road 2 times. No, this is going to be 3 times if you stop here. Drivers 3 times to pit road. We apologize. So he's got that 4th, but he still has a 5th. He can go ahead and pit right here. We'll see if he elects to do so. I would call him down to pit road if I was the crew chief, but well, that's why I'm not on the box. I'm in the booth. So we're going to restart this thing with about 17 laps to go. We're going to have 10 drivers. Excuse us. We're going to have 10 drivers on the lead lap. Alex Wiggins going to be listed as the first driver off of the lead lap. 2 laps down, back into 13th position. Still needing some help, still needing some trouble, still needing some problems. Could we see a Cinderella story of a night? If we have 2 more issues on track, could Wiggins somehow go from pole sitter to 4 laps down, come back onto the lead lap and into a podium? I'm not even talking about winning the race. If this guy gets these 2 laps back, the field better watch out, because he gonna make a run. And at that point, from being the pole sitter, running in the front, to being 4 laps down, back on the lead lap, you better bring me back the wheel. I don't care about the truck. Bring me a checkered flag or bring me the wheel back. That's it. If you come back to pit road with a full truck, I'm gonna be upset. Unless it's got a checkered flag with it, then we'll let that one slide. But for those in racing, you know the moniker, you know what I mean about checkered flag, or just bring the wheel. You get it, you know what needs to be done here. Back green flag racing this time around. 17 to go. Should Labonte will be your control car, your race leader on the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies once again here in the AMD 95. Labonte is down the lane. Daniel Jensen right here battling with Michael Overstreet. Where did he come from? He's been in the back of the field around that 10th position pretty much all night long. Now the man has picked up a 12th position here tonight. From the back to the front, looking for more. In second for the moment. Overstreet in second pool of the season. Will the nod go to Labonte, or will we see one of these drivers all the way back from 7th pick up their first win of the season? Daniel Jensen, Jake Duffy. How about that Call of Duty Black Ops number 9 machine? We've talked about him a handful of times. He's had a hell of a run so far here tonight. We'll see if he can't cap it off in the top 5. We'll see if he can cap it off in the podium. Oh, and problems. That's not going to bring you a podium right there. Problems for 2 drivers, and look at the man cutting through the field like hot butter on a knife. A hot knife through. But you know what? We're just forget it. Wow. That's how you know you haven't had enough energy drinks. Speaking of energy drinks, I can get myself one of those zero from that 16 camp. We'll see how far this run goes. Now sitting at 6th here. Look for the 16 to try to make a run here. Sitting 3 seconds back. 14 laps to go. Is it enough time? He may be able to run these drivers down, but will he be able to make the pass for position when it counts? He's not going to be able to play games if he gets there. He's going to have to go. Out front, back across the line, Christian Labonte continued to lead Michael Overstreet. Daniel Jensen holding down that 3rd position. Here you can see Patrick Coro, the 91. We were talking about him in the back of the field. A handful of laps ago, he was right around that 7th, 8th position. Ran it long to lead a lap. Now back into the conversation. Now back into the mix inside of your top 5. That's Lockheed Martin. Number 94. Hell of a race here tonight for him. We'll see what happens at the front. We haven't forgot about it. Driver with problems in the back. That's going to be the 573 with Matt West. A little bit of problems out of 2. And again, that's been the problem spot. That's been the trouble corner for all the drivers here tonight. As can be expected, turn number 2 just kind of drops out from under him. Not in the sense that maybe Darlington does or Charlotte does, but the track just goes from a little bit of banking to not so much banking rather quickly right there. You can see a little dip down on the inside, those middle to low lanes as well. So a lot to upset the car. We'll see if he can keep the tires happy. We'll see if he can keep his fans happy and walk away with a checkered flag here tonight. A little bit of dust being churned up down there on pit road. Interesting to see what that may have been. No problems on track. Everything looks clean and clear. The 51 machine of Nick Burlow going to head to pit road. Tough break here tonight for Burlow. Had an amazing run going, but unfortunately will falter and fall. In tonight's AMD 95, right here live from the World of Ride Technology Raceway. You're watching the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Truck Series. We've got battles for that final spot on the podium. Back there with Daniel Jensen, Patrick Crow, and Cody Schultz. Derek Moore also in the mix for that final position on the podium. Sitting in that 6th position. These top 2 have stepped away though. Only 8 laps remain. 10 miles of racing action ahead of these drivers. Derek Moore, he's caught this field. There you can see him back in the background. He's caught the field. He's made a move on Argabright. He's picked up 6th. Can he make any more moves, and will it be quick enough? There's the move on Cody Schultz, so moving up 1 position. We're going to jump back here really quick. This is where some intense action is at. Schultz fighting hard on the outside, but I don't think it's going to be to any avail. There's the 16 going to slide to the bottom. Through the center of 1 and 2, Cody Schultz going to look for that crossover opportunity. Not going to be there. A little bit of a loose condition for Argabright right behind that Busch Light Apple number 5 machine. But with Jensen and Coro going at it, that's going to play right into the hands of Derek Moore. It may just allow Moore to walk away with a podium here tonight. And from dominating the lap down back into a podium position, that's as good as a win. It doesn't look like things are going to come full circle for Alex Wiggins, the number 11 Premier Racing Center Pole Award winner here tonight. It does indeed look like Wiggins will finish at least a 1 lap down. Probably going to be 2. I don't see any problems. Ooh, I say that, and then about half the field looks treacherous. Off of turn number 2, we've got 5 to go. 4 when we cross the line this time around. Michael Overstreet still trying to find a way. Had an opportunity to maybe use a little bit of a bump and run, but elected not to do so. Now losing a little bit of ground as we cross the line with 4 to go. 5 miles of racing action out front. Again, these drivers struggling off of 2. Let's go back here with this battle. Derek Moore still trying to pick up positions. Can he take 4th away from Patrick Burrow? Gonna look to the inside through 3 and 4. That's the Catfish building here at Gateway. Woo! Big moment there. 3 drivers all after the same real estate at a turn number 4. We'll see 3 to go. But the Bonte with a 3/4 of a second advantage will get back to the front. If that gap gets any closer here, Derek Moore looking for 1 more position. Can he get to that 4 of Daniel Jensen? Race leader's going to see the popsicle sticks on display this time right out of play across the line. We'll see 2 to go here at the AMG 95. Cody Schultz looking for a position on the 91 of Patrick Coro. Moore stepping away here, really laying down Jensen. 2 to go. He doesn't have much time to figure this out. Less than 2 miles of racing now out front. Half-second advantage for the number 45 machine, the Buckies. Sponsored Chevy Silverado going to lead the field off of 4, and we're going to see the white flag fly. Final lap here tonight for the A.S.M.R. Hauck Designs Truck Series. Final lap for Abati out front. Michael Overstreet securing that 2nd position. This is where the battle's at. Will he be able to keep him behind him? What will Derek Moore do for a podium? Abati easily through 3 and 4. There it is. There's the difference. He's going to walk away with this race win. Checkered flag in hand for Robotti out front. Let's get right back to that battle there. There it is, and Daniel Jensen gonna hold on to third. Jensen holding on to third. What a run for him. Derek Moore an amazing time as well, but it's all about this man right here, the man behind the wheel of that Chevy Silverado. Got out front with great strategy. Came to pit road. One lap sooner than Derek Moore and parlayed that the rest of the way. Amazing job here tonight for that Bucky's number 45. He's going to burn it down. Little bit of body work going to be needed after this one. The front stretch showing up and showing out for the Show Me State fans in the stands on their feet for the photo opportunity. So as he enjoys his post-race celebrations, we're going to step away for a commercial break, head back trackside for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back here live trackside from Worldwide Technology Raceway, the AMD 90 now behind us. 95 laps of some great racing action, almost 120 miles of racing here tonight. And another one in the bag, another previous race winner back into victory lane. But before we get to that, let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with a handful of the drivers that walked away on the podium here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with the man behind that fast number 4 Ford F-150. Daniel, it's Dave. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I do. How's it going, Dave?
Going pretty good. Going pretty good. I think my gambling odds have been absolutely demolished here tonight, but that's a whole nother story, man. Hell of a finish for you here tonight, coming right when you really need it. Tight little points battle into the season right around the corner. And how good you feeling about the finish, and how good you feeling about the rest of the season?
I didn't feel good about that race at all. I was uncomfortable the whole time. Downshifting every corner is not something I like to do.
Well,
Mostly came down to getting lucky with Wiggins having internet connection issues and Derek Moore speeding, Cody forgotten to get gas. Just lucked out.
well, sometimes, and this isn't always the case. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than be good. And when it comes to this track, by all means, I am no good. It's just like Darlington, not as banked, obviously, but I think they could fill it with water, and I would be happy. I know a handful of drivers wouldn't be, but that's just my opinion. Let's get some yacht racing going or something, but I don't know. That's just me. You talked about downshifting, right? We've got a road course coming up 2 weeks from now. How comfortable are you gonna feel at the Glen?
Worse than here.
Oh boy.
I don't know that I've finished a stock car race on a road course in the last couple seasons. It's been a rough go for a while.
Well, it's a good thing we're in a stock truck. No, that's not a true thing. So I tried, man. I tried to give you a window.
Nope, I'm not comfortable road racing in a stock car at all. There's just no downforce, no brakes. I'm not used to it.
Well,
I
man,
do it. I only do it twice a year when we do it in this league. So
I was gonna say you might not like it, but you might just have to get used to it. At some point, you may have to adapt a little bit. We'll see how that happens in 2 weeks. We'll see how you go about it. But man, tonight a hell of a performance for you in the For the Farmers Bush Light #4 machine. You've been right here all season long. Do you think you can make up ground by the end of the year?
yeah, we've got 3 of the next 4, or 2 of the next 3 I really like. So with Auto Club and Richmond and Homestead are going to be fun. So maybe we can stay consistent. I've had some bad luck and internet issues, so maybe we can keep it up here.
Well, man, we hope to get to talk to you once again before the end of the season. But before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Shout out to our Canadian Wiggins. It's his birthday today. That's about it for.
All right, well, short, sweet, and to the point. Daniel, a hell of a run here tonight. We'll see if you can continue the momentum next week at Auto Club. Until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Alrighty, thanks, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from Daniel Jensen, the man behind the helmet of that For the Farmers #4 Bush Light machine. And short, sweet, to the point. And Jensen is one of those drivers that shows up to the track and he's ready to drive. He doesn't really look too far into the future. He worries about the here, the now. And you can tell by the way he approaches things week in and week out. A heck of a season for him so far. Gonna get a boost in the points off of a good finish here tonight. And speaking of good finishes, let's dial up your biggest mover of the race. Up 12 positions here tonight behind the wheel of that number 93 machine. Michael, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, a heck of a race for you. For the majority of tonight's race, it kind of seemed like you were just kind of stuck kind of in the backside of the pack. And then all of a sudden, light switch flipped. You got track position. You were able to stay out front. How good you feeling about the end result, and how good you feeling about these next couple weeks, knowing that you've got a real opportunity to get to Homestead with a shot at the championship?
Yeah. At the very beginning in practice, I was having audio issues, so I couldn't do a whole lot of laps, and I didn't have time during the week to practice here. And this track has always kind of, I've never really cared for it too much, so I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna go into it and see what happens. And um, and I got into the fence early on, pancaked the side, and then when I spun, I think I just had a lot less downforce on the right side than I thought I was going to, because it just snapped on me and like there was no warning or anything. But then that second run, I got it was nothing. I mean, it I got everything fixed, but there was no speed in it. Um, and everybody was just driving away from me, and I was like, okay, well, that's just going to be that, you know. And then the caution came out and started getting track position, and then another caution came out, and I got even more, and I was like, okay, all right, well, I'm either going to wreck this thing or I'm going to I'm going to try and finish up front. Luckily, I didn't wreck it, but there was a few times where I almost did. So I'm jacked up, man. That was not the finish I was expecting, so anything above eighth place where I was running is a win for me tonight. So yeah, I can't complain at all. I don't know if I'll be here next week or not, unfortunately. I'm going to try to, but next Thursday, I've got to be up at like 3 in the morning at the airport because I'm going to Bristol that weekend. So I might just suffer through it because it's, you know, Auto Club's my favorite track. So I'll probably just suffer through it, but I don't know yet.
Okay, well, I want to address a few things real quick. First, man, you live in Salisbury. What are you going to the airport to go to Bristol, bro?
I'm from there. I don't live there anymore. I live up in Wisconsin now.
Big difference. Okay,
Big difference, yep.
I'm like, man, that's like a 5-hour drive. What are you?
Yeah.
What are you getting on a plane for?
It's about triple that from here.
I was confused, bro.
Yeah. No, I haven't lived there in about 10 years, 15 years. So, but it's always home. But yes, so that is why I'm flying. I'm too old to be driving that long. These races are about my max nowadays.
I understand. Well, Michael, again, a hell of a job for you here tonight. As you said, turning a kind of a mundane night into a very prolific night for you. You're going to finish ahead of your fellow competitors that you were chasing in the point standings. Going to get a good shot in the arm heading into next week's race. We'll see if we see you. If we don't, I understand why. But, you know, hopefully we do get to see you. But until then, man, any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, hopefully they get the points updated before, you know, day of next week. So that'll probably be the determining factor to see how far behind I am, whether or not I race.
Oh man, you're like right there, 1 point. You need to race.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay then. Talk me into it. But as always, I got to thank my lovely wife for letting me do what I do. KRI for giving me this awesome number 93 Chevy Silverado. You, of course, for putting on a show for us week in and week out. Always love and look forward to going back, you know, next day while I'm at work and watching. And then the admins for doing what they do, and just everybody in the league, man. It's a great group of guys. So I think I got everybody. Yeah, I think I got everybody. I'm sorry, I'm jacked up right now. I was just not expecting that.
Well, man, we understand the feeling that comes from a great finish when you're not really expecting it, not really feeling it behind the wheel, and then it just turns out to work into your advantage at times. So we completely understand. And with that being said, man, hell of a race once again. Until next time, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Appreciate it, sir.
All right, there you go, Michael Overstreet, walking away with a surprising but welcomed second place showing here tonight in the AMD 95 from Worldwide Technology Raceway, and that's going to move us right along the list to the man that has finally, and it looks like we may have a little bit of issues here. Very interesting. Things gonna go a little bit blank, so we're gonna see if we can't do something about that as we. This is what you gotta love about live TV. Like things happen, and you gotta adjust on the fly. You gotta see if you can. We're gonna keep it. You know what? We're gonna keep it like it is. We're gonna come back right here, and we're gonna head to victory lane now. Let's just dial them up. Let's get in words with a man that walks away with his second win on the season. Christian, man, you drove for a while in second. Why didn't you make the move? Were you just kind of playing possum? Walk us through a little bit of how everything was going on, what was going through your head.
Hey, Dave. Yeah, just kind of hung around there for a bit because honestly, I didn't want to do too much battling with Derek. I want to try and get away from the pack and then hopefully settle it between the two of us with a with a good battle later on in the race and not endanger us both of falling back uh, further in the field. But yeah.
Well, man, you stayed at the front of the field for the majority of tonight's race. How good did the truck feel? Did it ever really feel like it was stepping out? We've seen a lot of drivers struggling with the rear grip attitude. Did you find any trouble spots for that Bucky's 45 tonight?
No, I think just being patient, coming in with that mindset, and just, I mean, like after, I don't know, 2, 3 laps, that feeling went away almost. Especially coming out of two, that was probably the more difficult bit. And then, I mean, it just felt really hooked up through exit of three and all through four. I had a in a nice yaw the whole time, and it was just working really well that whole night.
Well, man, you coming into tonight's race tied in fourth in the overall point standings. We've got 4 weeks of racing action remaining, a road course tossed in amongst those. You're going to make up some ground on your competitors here tonight. Going to be very close between you and Overstreet when we hit Auto Club. Not quite how sure how much you're going to catch up to those top two. Definitely going to make a dent on it. But how good are you feeling about these final 4 weeks of racing action? Do you think you can raise the trophy in Homestead?
Um, I mean, I definitely, uh, I don't know. Auto Club will be tough. I mean, I pretty much have to be ahead of Wiggins if I want to raise the cup at all. I mean, I don't wish him any ill form like tonight. I mean, tonight was definitely unfortunate for him, and that, I mean, help bring the points gap down. But I think Watkins and Richmond will definitely play into my strengths. I think if I um, not trying to be cocky, but I know I'm really good at road courses with this group. So I think Watkins is the target there is win, and if I don't, then that's definitely not going to help the help any weak finishes at either Auto Club or Homestead. So
Well, we do have those 4 weeks of racing remaining. You're already feeling pretty good about two. We'll see how good you go in those other 2 weeks. I would expect to see you as one of the names of the We Enter Homestead that have that opportunity, and regardless of how slim or how small or how large of a chance, I think your name is going to be up in that mix for who's going to raise the championship trophy here in this iconic season number 10 with A.S.M.R. So before we let you celebrate and enjoy this race win, any final shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Dave, thank you for putting this broadcast on. It especially nights like these. I'm sure there's plenty of action to go and review. I saw a couple people coming through the pack and few more incidents than the couple past races we've had. So I'm sure there's a lot to go through this time, which is good. It's nice to have a little bit of action, and even those last run there at the end. Big shout out to Overstreet for uh, putting together a really good run there. I mean, he really did keep me on my toes until probably like the last 3 laps when I started to see him fall away a little bit. But that was some good fun there. That definitely didn't didn't make it easy on me tonight. Thanks to the A.S.M.R guys for putting on this event. This again, it's a great group of guys to run with. So there's always someone to race with, which is great, and it's always good, clean, hard racing. Yeah, and then just thanks to Derek as well, and Tyler. I think we've roped into the team now, so it's always good to have them in the team chat, just talking about strategy and just keeping the mood light. So yeah.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on your second victory of the season. We'll see if you got one or two more, maybe more than that left in you by the season's end. Until next time, my man, stay safe. And as always, keep it fast. All right, there you have it. That does it for your post-race interviews. Walking away with checkered flag in hand for the second time this season. Going to make a big jump in the points to try to chase after that season championship. We'll see if he can get the job done. Christian Abate going to walk away with the checkered flag here tonight from the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Just an amazing night, an amazing event for these drivers. A lot of great racing action, some strategy involved, but we got some big action coming up next week. We're going to hit Auto Club, 2-mile racetrack wide open for these drivers. We'll see who gets it done as the producers hit the buttons in the background. You know the familiar sounds. You know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results right here from Auto Club in the A.S.M.R Hauck Designs Truck Series. Christian Abate will walk away with the checkered flag here tonight in the AMD 95. Michael Overstreet right behind him with Daniel Jensen finishing out your podium drivers here tonight. The number 16 NOS Energy Drink. Dominating performance for the 16, but will fall short. Derek Moore going to finish in fourth. Great run here tonight from the back to the front. Patrick Coro going to finish inside of the top 5 with the Busch Light Apple number 5 of Cody Schultz. Right behind him, the number 41 of Doug Argabright going to make his way into 7th here tonight, finishing in 8th. After an early great run, Jake Dauphin going to fall a little bit short on that top 5, but the 9 finishes in 8th. From the front to the back, just like that, Nicholas Wing and that Good Wrench number 3 machine will finish 9th here tonight. Zach Miller in 10th with the 574 of Matt West coming home in 11th, sliding home in 12th, 2 laps down after walking away with the Premier Racing Center Pole Award. Alex Wiggins going to have a little bit of a rough go and will finish back in 12th. The number 89 of Jeffrey Engel going to come home 13th, while the shock top 51 of Nick Berla finishes out the 14 truck field here tonight from Gateway. Man, points battle definitely going to heat up after this one. Some heavy hitters with problems getting hit heavy in the point stand. So we're gonna see how it all shakes out as we get ready to hit the track next week at Auto Club Speedway. So as we begin to roll up the cords and cut off the lights, before we go, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love. Let them know you appreciate everything they do out there on the track week in, week out, not just here tonight at Gateway, but each and every Wednesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. Drop the drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell over there on the right hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. So with that being said, stay safe and stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.